What's going on, guys? Sage here, bringing you another video, and today we have the insane green Nidhoggmon deck profile. This deck is crazy. This is by far one of the best decks, if not the best deck of the Great Legends format. I think yellow being the only one to rival it. But I just think with all the different variants of this deck you can play, and just the cards you can pair with this guy, I think the deck is just way too strong. This is my take. This is pretty much just my cookie cutter version. There is other Digimon I would play depending on the meta, but this is just going into locals. You can verse really anything. So this is just this list. If I were to just verse yellow, there is a few different changes I would make, but I'll go over that in the deck profile. But without further ado, let's just get into it. Alright, for the Digitimer, we're just playing 4 Agumon and 1 Monomon. So pretty basic. I will say I am kind of wanting more of this in the deck. Maybe 2, or possibly even 4 and 1 of this. I'm not sure. Like the extra 1,000 you get when attacking a Digimon is actually kind of coming up a lot more than I thought. The extra mana is good, but a lot of the time I'm not really attacking them and suspending them. I'm kind of just like letting them sit there until I have like OTK or something. Some matchups I change it up, but I feel like just playing this at extra copies might be worth doing in the future. So I might move this to 3, put this to 2. We'll see. I'll test it out, but that is something that I am thinking about. So for the rookies, we play 4 Goblinmon, 4 Agumon, 3 Palmon, and 3 Lullamon. So the Palmon, that probably should be at 4. I just don't have my 4th copy yet. So we're probably going to drop this to 2 and put the 4th one in. If you don't know what it does, pretty much when it is trash due to Digiburst, you get to give one of your Digimon jamming, which really helps with the strategy. You're checking multiple cards at a time, so you just want to make sure that you're not dying by anything. So really strong, probably should be at 4, but I think you can get away with 3. So we're maxing out on our 2s. This is to help with our Digisorption strategy and also memory choking our opponent. You could play Tamers and such if you are struggling with the yellow matchup. Like 3, you can like drop this, maybe play like 4 and play like 3 Tamers or something. Tamers is a card that allows you, pretty much makes it so your opponent can't gain memory outside of Tamers. So it's really strong against yellow with all their cards that they gain memory when you drop something to 0, or that new option they play that gives them 2 memory. So if you're struggling with yellow, you can play the Tamers. Again, this is just a list that I'm just going in versing like any color. If I'm just versing yellow or expecting a lot of yellow, I probably will play Tamers. But at the moment, this is what I'm playing. It's really strong. Just having 4 or 8 2-drops in the deck is just really good. It means you can always kind of play the game because you're always seeing them, always getting really cheap drops, and suspending them for Digisorption comes up a lot as well. So for the champions, the level 4s, we have 4 Vegiemon, 4 Kabuterimon, 2 Woodmon, and 2 Agumon. So 6 blockers. I really like that number. You could probably play 5. I think you should play more than 4, but I personally like 6. 2 Agumon. I really like this card. Digisorption is really strong in this deck, especially with all the 2-drops that we're playing. You can play, I think it's Roachmon, which is another 1-cost level 4, to pair with Vegiemon, which is really strong. This is just cheap, but I think like suspending one of your 2-drops that you did the turn earlier to drop this for free means you level up really fast or go up the ladder really fast. And I value that a lot more in this deck, and that's what I prefer. So going forward, I think this is probably better than Roachmon, but you know, if you want to play Roachmon, that's fine. Like, it's just player preference at that point. Going into the ultimates, the level 5s, we play 4 Blossommon, only 3 Lillamon. So why we play 3 of this is essentially, with the main strategy of this deck being Nidhoggmon and Grand Karugumon, pretty much with this, you're not really going to use this Digiburst effect that much. So playing 4 isn't really that, like, it's not really worth it. Its Digiburst is very strong and very effective in most situations, but I'm finding that I'm not really using it all that often. I'm mostly like, if I'm using it, I can't use the other guys, so it's like it's not that strong. It comes up, but it comes up enough to play at 3. But I don't think 4 is really worth it. We play the 1 Metal Tyrannomon. So this is just a one-off, a really strong card. If your opponent has a level 6 or higher Digimon and you kill it, you can unsuspend it. So this means it gets another attack. So it's pretty much they have something suspended, you go in, free attack, free kill, unsuspend it, go into security. It's just really strong, especially if the Digimon this is on top of has piercing. So I think it's Chaosmon. So it's just really strong. It's just a really strong one-off. I could bump it up, because it is a 2-cost, so it's really cheap. I could even go like 2/2 going forward. But I really like this card as a one-off. Again, it might go up to 2, but try this card out if you haven't. It's really strong. And then we just play the 1 Agumon because it's a 1, and it's just a really strong Digisorption card. So that is the ultimates. Going into the Megas, the level 6s, we have 3 Grand Kuwagamon. I think I just pronounced its name wrong just before, but I think that's how you pronounce it. I could also pronouncing this one wrong. Either way, its name is crazy, just like the card. Its effect is crazy. So Digiburst 2 gives something +1 security. So take off 4, gives something +2. Attack with it, drop a Chaosmon onto it, attack again. You're taking 4 security. It's real powerful, really strong. Playing 3 of that bad boy, and then we're playing 3 Nidhoggmon. So nothing's maxed out here because we're pretty much just we don't want to see like too many of these. We just want to see 1 and 1. We don't want to brick with them. I think 3 and 3 is just a really good number. This card is crazy. The pressure that this card puts on your opponent is insane. Like against yellow with all their blockers, like if they leave the blockers up, you can just kind of drop this and just like spin everything back to the deck. Like it's actually crazy. Like your opponent knowing your opponent has this means that you have to play a little different, and that's why this card's so strong, because you can't just leave things with 5,000 attack on the field because they're just going to get spun. So it's just crazy. It's really strong. Like this card is busted, and also just suspends anything as well. Anything that's suspended, it's going to shuffle. I mean, so suspends 5,000 or lower, and then it just shuffles back everything that's suspended. So it's really strong. You do have to Digiburst 4, and that's what I mentioned with Lilimon, is that you don't want to be wasting that when you have this guy that you're gonna need to be dropping. So it comes up, but again, this guy is it's worth it. The 4 discard, whatever, 4 trashing, really powerful. And for the last one, we are playing a Bancho Stingmon. So this card's also really strong. So pretty much if it versus a Digimon that has 12,000 or more attack, it gets +2 security and it gains 7,000 DP. So it's already at 9k and then it gains 7k. So it's just really strong, especially when you've used Grand Kuwagamon on it and already given it like +2. It's hitting for 4 with piercing, and it's just really strong. It's a very powerful card. It's a really strong one-off. That's why none of these were at 4 also, just because I feel like this card is just better than the 4th copy of either one of these. I just really like it. It wins games randomly. It's just really strong. I recommend that you at least try one. I think, what is it? Terriermon's last form. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. I apologize. But on when it Digivolves, it suspends a Digimon. That card's also really good. I was playing one of that at one point over this, but this card was just, in testing, it was coming up a lot. And it's really strong. So I like the one-off of that. So I recommend trying that if you haven't. And for the last 2 level 7s, that is, we play the 2 Chaosmon. So I do want to play 3. I think I might drop this for the 3rd if I was going to play 3. But I do like this card a lot in the deck. So we're kind of just keeping it at 2 for now. But yeah, this lineup is really strong. It's a very, very strong lineup. I recommend trying this out if you haven't. I know some people have been playing, instead of Grand Kuwagamon, they've been playing the, I think, Hercules Kabuterimon, I think, which gives something piercing, I believe. A Digiburst for 2 gives something piercing, which is also really strong. But these guys, these both already have piercing. So I feel like that's just like, it's not really worth it. Strong, but I think these two are just better. I don't know if it's like a budget reason or something. I'm not really sure, because this is a promo, so it's kind of hard to get to. But I think it's well worth its price tag. I don't even think it's that much money either. But it's really strong. Definitely pick these up. They are crazy good. But yeah, they are the Megas. So going into the Tamers and the options, we're starting off with 3 Mimi. This card is crazy. This card is like, it's ridiculous. It's busted. Like, I wanted like really good Tamers, and this card is definitely one of those Tamers. So if you're going first, if you have evolution, like you just like evolve this, and if you have this in your hand, it just drop this card. Like the value that this brings, turn 2 onwards, if you can get this turn 1, is really strong. Like I thought about playing 4 of this just because I want to see it and I want to play it as soon as possible. But I found out that room is hard in Digimon, so we're playing 3 because I like all the other cards in the deck. So we're playing 3, but yeah, like this card, you want to see this card. This card is really good, really strong. You go through a Digitama deck like it's nothing. It's crazy. And then we're playing for the options: 1 Needle Spray, 1 Flower Cannon. I'm kind of testing these. I like the security effect of this. The security effect of this is good as well because it adds to your hand and it will suspend something. But I don't know, like if they hit this in security, it suspends everything, and then you drop an Nidhoggmon and you just spin everything. Like that just seems really strong. But the thing is, I'm playing 1 of it, so it's probably never going to come up. And it has to be like when I have the memory to do so, and I've actually laddered up my Digivolutions as well. So I don't know. In theory, it seems really strong, but I'm just not sure about it. And this card is always good because if it gets flipped in security, it just adds to your hand. So overall, this card's really strong as well. Either way, I think going forward, one of these will be a 2 and I'll drop the other. I'm thinking it's probably going to be this just because it's more, it comes up more and it's more versatile, where this is kind of like, it's more situational with what I want it for. But we're trying 1 and 1 at the moment. And for the last one, obviously, we're playing the Hidden Potential Discovered, which is at 1. So I can't believe, like, I didn't play with this card at 3. I can't imagine how crazy this was when it was at 3. This card is crazy. But yeah, that's pretty much the deck, guys. That's my green Nidhoggmon deck profile, what have you. It's just really strong. Like, I would recommend it. If you want like a tier 1 deck, possibly tier 0, like that's how crazy this deck is. Definitely try this deck out. Again, if you're playing, if there's a lot of yellow at your locals or whatever, maybe play Terriermon. That card's really strong. But if you're going in thinking you're going to versus like a bunch of stuff, try this deck out. Try this list out. It's really strong. You can play Roachmon over Argomon if you don't like the Digisorption strategy. But overall, I would definitely try it. If you do, let me know how it goes. And if I can improve the deck anyway, I haven't been playing for like a long time. Only like a few months. I think like 2 months actually. So kind of take my word as you will when it comes to the game. So if there's any improvements you think I can do, let me know in the comments. If you like the list, let me know. And overall, I just hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And until next time, I will catch you guys. Peace out.